This is a masterclass on how to perfect your sleep and wake up feeling really refreshed. I don't care what diet you're on, what supplements you take, what type of exercise you do. All of that is not going to work unless your sleep is good. We sleep to detoxify our brains. If you notice when you don't sleep, it feels like your brain is toxic. Let's first talk about the diet, especially if you're doing refined sugars and junk food. If you snack late at night and you go to bed bloated, that stress in your gut is going to prevent you from going to sleep. If you want better sleep, eat earlier in the day. If you really want a good sleep, have your last meal like 4 or 5 o'clock. If you have urination problems at night, just do intermittent fasting, cut out the snacks, go low carb. If you eat inflammatory foods like the grains, that will also keep you up. When you eat a lot of carbohydrates, it takes a lot of vitamin B1 to break down those carbohydrates and utilize them. When you don't have enough B1, your legs start just feeling so energetic. Vitamin B1 helps reduce nervous anxiety and tension. One thing that is really good to consume to help you sleep at night is kefir. Kefir has probiotics, which will then build up things like serotonin, which then turns into melatonin. And melatonin is a sleep hormone. An even better probiotic to take is the L.reuteri yogurt. Super beneficial for sleep. You just need a half of a cup of that per day. It doesn't have to be before bed. It could be any time during the day. What about the environment that you sleep in? Let's talk about the temperature first. If you ever try to go to bed when it's too hot, it just won't work. Turn down the thermostat down to between 65 and 68 degrees. Some people that have cold feet sleep much better if they warm up some socks and at least keep their feet warm. Plants in your room, that oxygen from the plants can help you sleep. The darker it is, the better. Any light inhibits melatonin. If you're staying inside all day, you're sitting behind a computer, getting all this blue light, or you're on your cell phone and getting a lot of blue light stimulates energy. This is why even in the early morning, when the sun rises, there's a lot of blue that will wake you up. In the evening, you'll see these yellow, purple, reddish type colors. Now we're going to get a little bit more infrared, which will actually help wind us down. Over 50% of the sun's rays are infrared. It can penetrate several inches into our body and help you make vitamin D, which is crucial for sleep. One thing it does is it increases something called melatonin. Unfortunately, since the 80s, when we've been avoiding the sun, we've been having a lot of sleep problems. Also, alcohol. Alcohol will make you feel like you are tired and want to go to sleep, but it doesn't really give you the quality of sleep. It actually prevents the deep sleep. And then we have caffeine. Caffeine, coffee, tea, chocolate can also act as a stimulant. That can prevent sleeping because your liver doesn't have a chance to really detoxify those stimulants. Also, the more exercise you do, the better you're going to sleep as well. The next thing I'm going to talk about is old injuries. So if you injure your lower back, one of the things that I do every single night is stretching to help myself sleep. You'll notice when you do a lot of stretching, your body goes into this relaxed mode. One of the things that you can do is lie on your back with your arms stretched above you and just do these stretches from your lower feet, trying to push your feet going this way and your arms going this way. I'm going to put a video down below to show you how to do that. This is a little device that I invented and developed. It's a plastic device. It's modeled after my hand, and I will lay back on it and I will hold pressure from the top of my mid-back to the lower part of my mid-back until the muscles relax. Now, there's another area of your body. It's in the brain stem. So I'll take this on the back of a tall back chair or my couch, and I'll place it right underneath my skull and lean back, pressing underneath the skull. That really helps as well. I also use it and actually press up underneath the rib cage to take tension out of your abdomen. Because if you've ever noticed when you have problems with sleep, there's going to be a lot of tension and muscle spasm in your stomach area and underneath your rib cage, probably because you have a lot of bloating. So this is a great way to kind of take the bloating out. Another thing to help yourself sleep is to start sleeping on the right side. Why do I do that? I just find that when I sleep on the left side, or at least starting out, if there's some type of congestion in my liver, it kind of presses on my heart and it doesn't help me sleep or feel relaxed. The other thing that I focus on is nose breathing. You will get more oxygen if you breathe through your nose than from your mouth. You're going to put your body in a relaxed state really quickly, slowly in and a little bit slower out. Sometimes people ask me my opinion on meditation. The best way that I think you can get rid of your stress is to get yourself out of your head and not do more of that thinking. This is why hobbies are really great. Bird watching, hiking, woodworking, painting. Another key part of sleeping is getting enough sodium. When you are low in sodium, salt, your cortisol goes up. An average person needs more than even a teaspoon of sea salt per day. If you start adding more sodium to the diet, whether you put a little pinch of sea salt in your coffee in the morning, you're going to sleep better. And that brings up the other mineral, because if you're low on potassium, you're also going to have a problem with sleeping, because potassium is a physiological relaxer. If you're deficient in potassium, guess what? Your pulse rate goes up. Another thing that I do about an hour before bed is take some magnesium glycinate powder. Magnesium helps with muscle tightness and muscle spasm and muscle cramps. Magnesium also helps calm your body. I'll take this magnesium glycinate in a warm glass of water, and I might add some tea to it. And there's several teas that I might use, like chamomile tea is a great one to also help wind you down. What about sound? You can get a machine that kind of gives you this background static. I mean, when you think about it, complete silence in nature is very unnatural. This is why I always sleep better if I'm camping, for example. There's also something called binaural beats, where you're putting two different beats in each ear, two slightly different sounds, but that definitely has been shown to help you sleep. There's one last really cool thing that can help you sleep. Certain essential oils that have kind of a sedative effect, but they're natural, and you don't have to consume them. You just breathe in the vapor. The first one is called spikenard. It's a sedative, and it's going to calm you down. If you get that, I recommend you pair it with another essential oil, vetiver. Vetiver helps induce a deeper sleep, and you don't have to consume it. You can just breathe it in or rub it onto your temples or even on your chest. Fixing your sleep is super powerful, but if you're still waking up tired, you are missing out on something that is incredibly powerful, and it's salt. I'm about to flip everything you've ever been told about salt completely upside down. You've got to check out this video right here. Hey, before you leave, I just wanted to give you a little quick history on some of the books that I wrote. This was one of the first books. It's called Dr. Berg Body Shapes. It was my attempt at writing about body types. What was very interesting about this book is I actually did all the images myself. Don't ask me why. They look actually not quite as professional as some of the images that I have in the new book. But anyway, this is my first attempt right here, called Dr. Berg's Body Shape Diets. And then I wrote a book more extensive called The 7 Principles of Fat Burning. I don't even have a copy anymore, actually, because it's outdated. The next book, I put about 1,000 hours into this one right here called The New Body Type Guide. Major updates on the body types. I put a lot of energy into this. It has professional images, graphics, all sorts of things. Now, the problem with this book is it doesn't really describe what this is really about. Body types are only a small portion of what's in this book. And that's why I changed the name to the Healthy Keto Plan, okay? If you happen to have this book, you don't really need this book because there's only very, very minor updates. But if you don't have this, you need to get this one right here. This book goes into every single detail that you would ever want to know about. It goes into the 7 principles of fat burning. It goes into hormones, the body types, the basic keto plan. It goes into intermittent fasting. I talk about the 10 fat burning triggers and blockers and fat burning strategies with a lot of details in every single chapter. I go into body issues that interfere with losing weight. There's very few people that just have a weight problem. They have a lot of body issues, whether it's sleeping problems, stress problems, inflammation, menopause. I cover that extensively in this book. Then I talk about how to get rid of stress, and I show you a technique. Then I get into exercising. And then I have a lot of really good recipes in this book as well. So this is a good reference guide. On my website, if you get this book, you get this one free. It's called Healthy Keto and Intermittent Fasting. This is the shortcut, quick guide to this book. And the reason I created this book is to have you, within 45 minutes, learn how to do keto, okay, in intermittent fasting, exactly what you need to do. Then you can fill in the blanks with this book right here. So right now I'm doing a special. If you get this book, you get this one totally free, or you can go to Amazon and get these individually. So I just want to clarify the difference between this book and this updated one right here. If you don't have this, you need to get this right here. That way you can get the exact correct information to do it healthily.